The next problem is count odd even divisors. So you have an integer n and you want to calculate the number of odd divisors of n and the number of even divisors of n. So in this what they are asking is, you will be taking one integer, that is a number, and you need to find out the number of odd divisors of that number and the number of even divisors of that number. So for example 2, you can take 2. So what are the divisors of 2? 1 and 2, right? So 1 is odd divisor and 2 is even divisor. So 2 has 2 divisors, that is 1 which is odd divisor and 2 which is even divisor. So for 2 we have one odd divisor and one even divisor. So for the next example 8. 8 has the divisors 1, 2, 4, 8. So among 1, 2, 4, 8, 1 is the odd divisor and 2, 4, 8 are the even divisors. So odd divisors count is only 1 and even divisors 2, 4, 8 are there, right? So 3 even divisors. So this is our problem statement. Input format. So in the input format, the first line of input will contain a single integer t denoting the number of test cases. So here the number of test cases means, for example, if you take, see here, we have checked the number of odd and even divisors for 2, right? And for also 8, right? So the test cases are 2 and 8. Like that, first you need to take the number of test cases. If you take 5 test cases, you need to find out the number of odd and even divisors for 5 integers. Okay, and the first and only line of input contains a single integer n. So for each test case, we should give integer input as n. Output format. For each test case, the output will be 2 integers. The first integer is number of odd divisors and the second integer is number of even divisors. And the constraints they have given is both t and n between 1 and 100. So sample input, they have given 5 test cases. Input 5 test cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So for 1, the number of odd and even divisors are 1 and 0. See, for 1, the divisors are only 1, right? So 1 is odd divisor. So number of odd divisors is 1 and the number of even divisors is 0. For 2, the divisors are 1 and 2. So 1 is odd divisor and 2 is even divisor. So for 2, 1 and 1. And next 3. So for 3, the divisors are 1 and 3. 1 and 3 both are odd divisors. So odd divisor count is 2 and the even divisors is 0. Next 4. For 4, the number of divisors are 1, 2, 4. So 1 is odd divisor and 2 and 4 are even divisors, 2. And for 8, we have already seen. So for 8, the divisors are 1, 2, 4, 8. So odd divisor count is 1, even divisor count is 3. So this is sample input and they have given the explanation. So let's start. First, you need to take the number of test cases int t and you need to read the number of test cases. So let's take integer n as input and we will check only for the first one integer. Let's start with one integer. Int n. So first we need to find out the divisors. So from 1 to number itself. I am taking for loop int I equals to 1 I less than or equals to n I plus plus. So we need to check the divisors for n. What could be the divisors? They could be from 1 to number itself. For example, 8. You need to check from 1 to 8, right? In the same way, if I take the number as n, 1 to n. So if n modulus I equals to 0 means the given number is divisible by I, means modulus operator will give the result as remainder 0. If the number is divisible by 1, if the remainder is 0, then that could be the divisor, right? If the number is divisible by I, it gives I is the divisor. And again, what we need to check, whether I is even or odd. I modulus 2 equals to 0, it is even divisor. So even divisor count, we will increase even divisor counter. Initially we should take even divisor count as 0 and odd divisor count as 0. So if the divisor is divisible by 2, then it is even divisor. So even divisor count plus plus. Else odd divisor count plus plus. So after calculating even divisors, number of even divisors and odd divisors, we need to print them. So printf percentile d first odd divisors they have asked, so O, then even divisors E. So for each output, after printing odd divisors and even divisors, in the next line they are printing the next integer, right? That's why I have taken /n. Okay. So we need to repeat this. Till all test cases. That's why I am taking while t minus minus, while test cases minus minus. See here. So let's take t as 5. So while of 5, yes, true, it will enter into the loop. We will read 1 as input. For 1 we are calculating odd divisors and even divisor count, then we are printing it. Again while 4, 5 decrement 4 true, again we will read 2, then we will find the odd divisor count and even divisor count and we will print them. Like that all test cases will be run. And at last 1 minus minus 0, right? While of 0, it will be false and it will exit from the loop. So let's run this. So here t is missing. What is missing here? We need to put comma. Let's successfully executed. Let's submit this. So score is 100. So what we have done is, we have taken the test cases and we have run the test cases loop till 0, and in each test case we have read an integer value. For that integer value we have find out the odd number of divisors and even number of divisors. So if the divisor is even, we have increased even count, and if the divisor is odd, we have increased the odd divisor count, and at last we have printed it. That's it. Thank you.